Hey, time to cut more vegetables for dinner tomorrow and lunch. So, some things to tell you about. I can't remember if I told you about my first job. Long ago. Very long ago, it feels like. It was pushing shopping carts. Oh, grocery carts. Because I worked at a little grocery store in the village where I grew up. And yeah, bagged groceries, pushed carts. Yeah. Made some friends and learned about responsibility. I think everyone's first job is about learning those kinds of skills for the first time. Taking your responsibilities seriously. And basic things like showing up for work. And knowing the things that you are in charge of, that you are responsible for making sure they get done. Even if it's just getting grocery carts, or washing windows, or emptying garbage bins, or finding someone maybe a grocery they're looking for, like maybe a certain spice or an item that is hard to find. I had to push those carts in the snow. And that was hard. Because back long ago, these carts were huge. And they were built different. Like the shopping carts they have now some of them are very, very small and manageable. Like the ones that have the 2 stories, like the top basket, which is like a half size, and then the bottom basket, which is a half size. Those are the ones I like to use because they are very easy to push around the store. And because there are 2 levels, you can put breakable items on the top and solid items on the bottom. But the carts I used to push, they weighed, oh my goodness, they weighed, I think they weighed almost as much as me. I know that I got a lot stronger, that's all. What's next? When I've been looking for peppers now, I always try to look for one that looks like a duck, like this one. See? Almost looks like a duck mouth. So so the first job was pushing grocery carts, bagging groceries. Want to know about another first that was very important, and one that I love to talk about any chance I get to. Well, it's the day that I became a father. The day I became a dad. That happens to be the day you were born. And I remember everything about that day. When I held you for the very first time, it was very overwhelming in a good way. If I had to try and describe the feeling that went through me, I don't know if I know enough words to describe them. It was happiness. It was thankfulness. I felt proud. I felt what's a word that describes when you feel a bond with something, like it's difficult to describe, really. Even though it felt very, very normal and natural. Perhaps it's like when you mix spices in a bowl, like maybe salt and pepper. You have the salt, it's white, and you take the pepper, it's dark. And then when you mix it together, it makes a gray seasoning, salt and pepper together. Or maybe when you take two kinds of sauces, maybe a sauce base, and then you add some maybe some barbecue sauce to sweeten it or something. At first it looks like two very, very different colors and mixtures, but when you blend them it becomes a brand new mixture, a brand new sauce with a new flavor. That's kind of, it's getting closer to describing how I felt. Or maybe this. You know, in games, role-playing games, when you reach a certain level, or a certain skill progression in the abilities mechanism. Maybe it's like one of those flow charts, and when you unlock a skill at the top, it makes the two or the nodes beneath it available, and when you unlock those one at a time, it makes more nodes beneath them available. Becoming a dad, it kind of felt like if I had, say, skills and I had nodes that were completely full on a page, maybe say 12 or 15 nodes, right? Before becoming a dad. The moment I became a dad, it felt like a brand new branch broke off and formed an entire brand new group of skill, abilities, things to learn, goals to work towards. And it felt very, very natural. That was a great moment. I wonder how I'm doing on that brand new skill tree. Occasionally I will read online when there might be a like a topic or a poster or something that people will ask. One of the most common ones is, hey, our parents, are you happy becoming a parent? And then I might read a few of the comments, and many are what you expect. People who are happy will say, yes, I'm happy. And people who are not happy will say, well, and they will have their reasons. And they can. They can say exactly how they feel, because they get to. I will say this. Going and reading through the replies and the answers, I think I can make a very good guess how old some of these parents are. Some of them by their word choice, what they describe, how they describe it, whether or not they are describing their kids, their family, or if they're describing themselves. You can tell how old they are based on whether or not they talk about either lessons or regrets they may have. Things they learned. Whether or not they describe the different life that they have as a parent as being something they expected and are fulfilling versus something maybe unexpected and they are doing the best they can. Alright, so look at these peppers. Red, orange, yellow, and green. That's going to be for dinner tomorrow. So I'm going to cook this. Yeah. You know, one of the things I do out of habit with plastic bags is when I seal them, I like to squeeze the air out of the bag. Just something I do. Alright, what's next? How about cucumber? Another thing about reading people's comments on the internet about parenting. The other question that I see pop up that every time I see it, I kind of know what kinds of answers are going to be there. It's going to be when somebody asks, hey, anyone thinking of becoming a parent, you know, why or why not? And I can say that the comments and the answers and the replies near the top are very often people who do not want to be parents. At least they say they don't. And they can. They can say that they don't. Even if they change their mind later. You know, because you can, of course, change your mind anytime you want to. Yeah. But I read the comments of people who say that they like the lifestyle that they have. And they're worried about having a kid means that you don't get to have the same lifestyle that you have as just an adult. And that's very true. And when you go from being an adult to being a parent, it's true. There are things that you once did that you can't do as often. And all of that is normal and expected. It's part of becoming a parent. And for some people, that's all the reason they need. And that's okay. Okay, because any reason that a person has is their reason. They can have it. Alright, next is the lettuce. the most part, I stay out of those kinds of conversations because, well, I don't feel that it's my place to tell anyone what they can and can't do, because I am not them. I certainly don't know about the circumstances in their life, so I have no authority to say or comment about any reason they may have. So I choose to simply respect it with silence. There is, there's one type of comment that I might come across where, I feel compelled to say something or reply. And often that's when I read someone say that they really want to become a parent, but they feel that in their situation they can't provide for a little one. And they may say, well, I don't have a house. If I don't have a house, I can't provide a home. If I can't provide a home even for myself, how could I expect to provide a home for somebody else? So when I come across a comment like that, I leave it alone. But what I would really like to maybe say or share with them is that, there is a lot more that goes into raising someone than simply providing a roof over their head. And in your mind, it may be a very specific type of roof. But I will say this. When I held you for the first time and brought you home beneath our roof, it was very clear to me that the type of roof doesn't matter. As long as we have one, number one. Number two, your needs, your immediate needs, they will happen. Somehow. Because a parent's job is to make them happen. Without fail. So as far as getting you what you need, it will happen. Now, as far as providing what you may imagine that you want to provide, that all happens up in the parent's mind. It's in the parent's head. And every parent is different. And every parent and grandparent has different ideas in their mind of what a child needs. especially a little baby. But there is one very reassuring notion to consider. You know, I used to like looking at old paintings. I still do. Old paintings from the 1900s, 1800s. And in those paintings are, you guessed it, parents. And somehow they made it all happen. Back in the 1800s. Certainly not with the same things that I have and that you have right now. Electricity, running water, computers, phones, internet. I could imagine what it must have been like for them. You know, how many sets of clothes did they have? Maybe 2, 3, maybe. I really don't know. The kinds of skills that they would have to know, like how to ride a horse, how to, plant vegetables. I mean, here I am cutting vegetables on a cutting board, and if I had to say, well, okay, I know how to cut vegetables, but could I grow them? Well, maybe with some practice I could. But I'm rambling. But the point is, in the past, there are people with less than what I have who somehow did more. And that's okay. It's not a reason for me to feel bad. Or to feel inadequate because of how people live in the past. It's in the past. I have skills that I've spent my whole life working on, as have many people, including you. So maybe, I don't know, maybe planting and starting a garden might be one of them someday. But back to being parenting. What would being a dad have meant long, long ago? Maybe it meant, going out, shooting an animal and then bringing it back so we could eat. Yeah. Boy, I'm glad I don't have to do that. So hey, our great-great-great-great-grandparents somehow, made life happen for our great-great-grandparents, and then the great-grandparents before them, and then our grandparents, and then our parents, and then us. So, if they could do it, I think we can. And I like to think that everybody has it in them naturally. And it comes down to choice. If you if you choose to. Of course, being a parent isn't. It's not like, well, it's not like something you simply do and then it happens. It does take patience. Sometimes it takes a long time. And that's something that that's something that a lot of us learn when we try, is that it takes patience. You know, another type of comment that I might read when it comes to asking people, hey, you know, would you ever want to be a parent? Some people say that they wouldn't want to bring someone into this world with all of the problems happening right now and in the near future, or maybe things with the environment or the planet or the economy or other things. And I just think, wow, you know, that may be considering. Okay, number one, if you want to think that way, you can. You're allowed to, and you have a right to. Number two, is it really wise to use those reasons? Maybe take a couple seconds to look in the mirror. Perhaps ask yourself, hey, if you had the chance to raise someone and give them a chance to be happy, would you? You don't have to think about what's happening in the world, because that all happens without you or me or anyone. And the world just kind of happens. I mean, the important, relevant question is, would you, if you could, give somebody else a chance at life? That's really and the most important word in that question is a chance. When I asked myself that question, the answer was definitely yes. I was given a chance. Again, the most important word is a chance. And that's all a person could ever ask for. Because some people don't even get a chance. And then the rest of the reasons that I haven't even mentioned or talked about. Reasons like continuing a family legacy or bloodline. Being a parent because it's it's a goal and something that you want, of course. Being a parent because of maybe you're the kind of person who just loves kids. Remember, they all grow up. Maybe you're someone who wants to maybe someone who just wants to make somebody else's world. Because that's really the best part of being a parent. At least for me. I can only speak for myself. And that is, I'm just one ordinary person in this world. But to me, you are my world. Love you.